A very warm welcome to this week's episode of An Industry in Focus, Tourism. Travel journalist Iga Motilska explores how COVID-19 is changing the way we think about employee benefits, employee wellness programs, and human capital risk management. She is joined by Bianca Viljoen, Director for Agility Channel and Health Squared Medical Scheme spokesperson, and Robyn Christie, who is one of the industry's strongest and most experienced advocates.
Robyn, how practical is it for the average small business owner to put these benefits in place for their staff throughout different service providers? Do they have the administrative capacity to manage this?
Well, just listening to Bianca, it's very clear that in terms of the illnesses and the absenteeism as we knew it before, I think we're going to see different aspects of it. And I think we're all extremely concerned about mental wellness as a result or coming through this pandemic. The impact and the effect on our staff and on each of us has been quite profound. So like anything, to try and do it on your own as a small business operator, to have the tools and the resources to be able to inquire and meet different comparative organizations, it's going to be very difficult. I think Bianca is probably better positioned to answer the question in its entirety, but I think you really do, as a small business owner, you're looking for much greater efficiency and you're looking for a single solution in answer to the question, really.
Absolutely. Robyn, I must agree with that. And that is really the business structure that we formulated in order to provide a truly integrated solution. Now, an integrated employee benefit solution has multiple benefits. The first benefit that we've identified through the integration of various employee benefit products is cost efficiency. Now, we've identified this through the basic principle of risk management. The moment that you start implementing proper risk management by offering some level of healthcare to your employees, a massive risk is already spoken to, because now that you have a workforce that has direct access to healthcare, you see an immediate impact on lower levels of absenteeism and prospective levels of increased productivity. Now, because you speak to that direct risk aspect, you have a knock-on effect because you have a lower group risk cost associated with it. Group risk insurance is generally something that is more of a silo product, but our unique approach is to integrate that with the broader health and employee well-being solution. Now, when you start coupling that with the sort of more emotional side of things, and speak to the psychosocial needs, the financial assistance, legal assistance, family health assistance, all those aspects contributes to an integrated picture. And this also facilitates the employer to see an holistic view of their workforce's well-being. And the moment you start looking at the bigger picture, it's a lot easier to identify human capital risks, and it's also a lot easier to streamline costs. The moment that you start breaking these up into different silo products, none of those products essentially talk to each other, and that really makes it impossible to manage risk. And that is why we've taken the more comprehensive, integrated approach to employee well-being products. And we would really suggest that employers make a concerted effort of reviewing employee benefits they currently have in place in order to identify ways and means to make it more cost effective and essentially more comprehensive through integrating properly and streamlining human capital risk management.
Absolutely, and it's so important to consider the emotional and psychological effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and this lockdown, not just purely the physical. And Bianca, so what has Agility Hospitality learned from the COVID-19 situation thus far, even though it's still early days?
Sure. It's been a very interesting couple of weeks. Now, subsequent to the onset of challenges identified around COVID-19 for employers specifically, we've noted that access to the so-called softer side of employee well-being is just as important as access to, say, for instance, a doctor's visit is. Now, we all understand the value of employees gaining immediate access to healthcare as well as chronic, we discussed earlier. We found that the lockdown impact on emotional stress, the impact on potential depression, as well as psychosocial and financial difficulties has been extensive. We've been speaking to our current client base in the hospitality industry, and since this industry is hit almost hardest by the impact of COVID-19, employers are going to have to take a closer look at what impact it's had on their workforce. The fact that one is not able to work, it takes a lot away from value of life, and that self-actualization aspect is completely missing. Now, employees will definitely experience this themselves, but they'll also experience it in the broader family context. So that is really why we structured the Agility Employee Wellbeing program and offer it to our clients at no cost, because we find that the impact that these sort of softer issues have on the well-being of the workforce, especially when going back to work, is quite significant. So, we firmly believe in investing and giving back to the industry in a way that's going to make a real difference in the lives of both employees as well as employers.
Thank you so much for sharing those nationwide efforts. They're greatly appreciated.
As always, the Health Squared and Agility Hospitality teams are always available to assist, and their team of expert consultants can guide you through any employee benefit landscape. Perhaps more importantly, they can help you maximize your employees' potential, which in turn will see your business thrive. We look forward to seeing you again next week as we continue to discuss an industry in focus, tourism.